What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about the Bitcoin dominance chart, BTC.D, at the request of Mr. Amadou. It's like TMS or TM Smog Amadou, but I like to say Amadou. I say that every time, and I don't just say Amadou, but I'm going to start just saying Amadou. For you, my friend, BTC.D at 56% right now, having a little bit of a tipsy coming down here. I was looking at this chart on the EMA ribbon here, and it's looking like it wants to see a cross. It would take time. It would take a lot of growth for Bitcoin versus like the rest of the market, but I don't think a cross would be a good thing, man, for the majority of crypto. I really don't think it would. For any pair that's doing better versus Bitcoin, it probably would be really good, right? Because if Bitcoin's about to gain dominance, but there's pairs that are surpassing Bitcoin this cycle and outperforming it this cycle, well, then that would only be better for them, right? A bullish cross for Bitcoin would be a bullish cross for them as well. But for the majority of the cycle, generally speaking, when this chart moves up, the rest of the market moves down, right? Bitcoin itself even moves down, it just moves down less. Like that's kind of the dynamic at play here. But I just thought this chart was interesting, and the weekly itself, very, very bullish. Absolutely, it's bullish, but you do have some decent separation from it. Each time you've gotten like around this area, you have pulled back to it. So this could mean that over the next week to 2 weeks, we see altcoins pump a little bit. Maybe that could happen. That doesn't mean Bitcoin has to dump, right? This is not the Bitcoin price chart, but let's just see if we can make sense out of that with the actual chart itself. So yes, you are very bullish on your weekly RSI. Absolutely astonishing, just mega bullish on your weekly RSI. You can come down quite a bit, right? You could come all the way down to your 50 even. You're at about 59 right now. You can come down to about 50 and still look fine, right? You can go below these lows and still be fine. You don't have to. Maybe you form a higher low, whatever. Maybe you continue to consolidate. Maybe you rip. Maybe you dip. Who knows? Maybe you're in the midst of a dip right now. Nobody knows. This weekly RSI, though, it does look very bullish, so I'm hesitant to call for any kind of significant drawback. But I do want to look at this on the monthly real quick. High to low, 618 area. I would expect you are slowly creeping your way up to that 61869 area, slowly but surely. So continuing to move up. The way this looks, though, in the I wouldn't be surprised if you pulled back. Let's look at the daily. Everything looks so bullish, man. It's really hard to be bearish on this thing. Like I want to be, but I think momentarily speaking, like in the very, very near term, short term, you probably do pull back to that 55%, 54% area. I don't even know if you go below 54% actually. You might not even go below like 54.5%, but 55 to 54.5% sounds about right. At the least like 55.3% over the coming days probably, right? Over the weeks and months, you're probably working your way up, genuinely speaking. The 4 hour looks a little bit bearish, yeah, so that would make sense. So this thing does want to go down. It's kind of interesting, though, that it looks so, somewhat bullish right now. January 21, end of the cycle, right? Because November, right? A lot of coins topped off in May, and that's probably why you saw the dominance drop, or it stopped decreasing at that point, right? Because a lot of altcoins did drop, but Bitcoin itself didn't top off till November, right? And then all the other altcoins followed with it probably, so that's why you stopped seeing the dominance drop, and then inevitably it started to grow at the beginning of the bull cycle. Bitcoin's actually been outperforming a lot of altcoins, you guys, this cycle. It really has. Let's see, last cycle it had this initial time frame before the halving, it topped. Last cycle before the halving, it topped, right? And then, because the halving was in May of 2020, which would have been here, right? So really, Bitcoin didn't really gain grounds. Altcoins were doing their thing. Bitcoin didn't really gain grounds. It double topped and then dropped off to finish the market, right? To come to the end of the cycle. So perhaps we could derive a similar idea here. Maybe what you're doing right now is comparable to this, where you're just kind of chilling. You are slowly moving up, slowly but surely, of course. And maybe that's because of the Bitcoin ETFs. Maybe it's because of who knows what. Maybe there's a lot of altcoins that are just having the reaper has come for them, and they're finally getting paying their dues, I guess, to Bitcoin. I don't know what to think of that, but I wouldn't think that you move up too much higher, right? I definitely don't think I would think that this 618 would be like where you would go to 57.8, 60.5% at the highest. You're at 59, 50, 55. You're at about 56% now, but a little bit higher. And that might happen by the end of this year. How many months did you drop here? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. May, and you continue to drop. You continue to chill. So maybe we do just slowly for the rest of the year continue to like whittle our way up here, and then in the beginning of next year we could start to see this thing tank and drop. I just don't think it's going to happen now. I do think a lot of altcoins and Bitcoin itself are gearing up to move up higher, but it's hard to say, what the dominance would do in that time. I mean, really, I would expect that in the short term, down, in the long term, working your way up slowly but surely. One second. Just had to say something real quick. And then when it does come time to drop, it's probably not now, but when it does come time to drop, that will be probably our last stint of the altcoin of the crypto cycle as a whole, right? Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I don't know if I have anything else I want to say. More immediately, down 55 to 54.5%, 55.3% maybe at the absolute like best case scenario, but probably lower is what I would think. And then just working our way up slowly but surely. That weekly RSI is too bullish for me to think you're going to go down right now. It depends. We can check in on this over the weeks, but I don't know. I don't have anything else I want to say, so I'm going to end it there. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Take it easy. We're waiting on this thing to drop, but we're probably going to wait like a half year or so. It's probably not going to do too much over the next half year. That'd be my best guess. Yeah. And if I'm wrong and we drop, well, that could be really good for the rest of the market. So hopefully we get that sooner than later, but I don't know. I feel like I gave it enough thought. Anyways, I'm just talking at this point, so take care. Bye-bye.